Good evening, fellow punchers. Mickey D back with you here, just gone 7 o'clock on Saturday evening, with a few for the final day in Galway. A very tired body this morning. I was acting the young fella last night and stayed out very late. So I was late out of the traps this morning and had to go back to it again for more recovery, more R&R. But got through the day all right, but haven't had time to have the dinner yet, so I'll be having it shortly. I might go out for it. A good enough day again, and it could have been also better, especially for me, if Jamie Spencer had got wob home, because I had a tenner Trixie and a tenner each way treble, a Gero, wob, and Excusio Joe at good prices yesterday evening, 13-2, 9-1, and 8-1. So at least you got third anyway to get the each way treble money for that, and 2 out of the 3. And I made a few pounds today, but he was the one that would have coined it off for me big time. The one in the Stewards Cup, I wouldn't have picked that if I knew. I thought they were being smart to keep the rating intact by not running him only twice this year. But I seen somebody put up that today that he had a blood disorder. So when I seen that, I was thinking it'd be a miracle. So he was like myself this morning. He wasn't half fit. Don't know what happened. Boot Hill, did he get hampered that time with that? He never got mentioned, and I didn't have time to look at a rerun. But Excuse You Joe was probably the coziest winner. He got a great break. It's important in 7 furlongs there in Galway to have a good jockey and to get position at the start, and he did. Razdan as well was drawn wide, finished 5th, collected the each way money. He was 14-1. I backed him last night. And a Gero, when he got motoring in the stretch after winning at a mile and a half, or being second 3 times at a mile and a half and a mile 2, he put up a great performance. The one I missed out on today was Trawler Man, who had put him up a couple of times, and it was between him and Woodton, and I said I wouldn't put up the 2, I'd put up 1, picked the wrong one. Similar to Orban yesterday, I didn't put it up, and I had a tenner each way at 25-1, just in sort of a loyalty token bet, and he hosed up. I knew that was in him. I seen by the comments yesterday that a few backed him anyway, so that was good. So we're not doing too bad. When you have a winner or a couple of winners a day and a few place horses like yesterday, and we were, Galway can be tough and so can Goodwood, but we fared out all right during the week. So hopefully tomorrow we can get a couple of more winners and to close out the week. But it won't close out the bus betting because I have a couple of Nace on Monday. So I'll be back tomorrow evening at some stage. Tomorrow at 2 o'clock in Galway, we'll give another chance to Teed Up. It opened up at 6-1 there a while ago, and it's into 5s. He was unlucky the other evening. He got shuffled back a bit too far, ran on well. But the ground won't be a bother to him because he won in October 2020 on heavy ground when he was with Ken Condon off 87. And he won a flat Maiden in Roscommon on heavy ground as well. So, as I said the other night, I always add £40 to the handicap, the flat rating. So that'd be bringing him 127, 129. So he's at 103. So he is nicely handicapped. So Conor Clark, a £4 claimer, is riding him tomorrow. Anything can happen when you have a lot of inexperienced jockeys in Galway, so don't go mental on him. I'd pint each way, because Unanswered is in it, is going for his 3rd run of the week if he runs. He's the hot favourite. The 305 is the handicap chase, 2 miles 6. Politesse or Politesse for Lorna Fowler is a half-sister to Don Poley, that good staying chaser from years ago, Jigginstown. Won an RSA, and it was 3rd to Don Cossack in a Gold Cup. So there's plenty of stamina and plenty of good pedigree, good breeding in the family. She won the Connacht National in Roscommon in June. She beat a selection of ours, Papong, into 2nd. But a big strong mare, jumped well, is 2 for 4 over fences. That was over 3 miles. That did this back to 2.6, but 2.6 is nearly in Galway, nearly the equivalent to 3 miles on a flat track. It's 2-1 favourite. I think we could have 2 points win on that. Up £8, but still is running off a nice racing weight of 10 stone 10. The big race at 4:10, current option won it the last 2 years for Adrian McGuinness, off 99 and 105 last year, and is actually running off 97 this year. So you can see that this has been the target. You know, the handbrake was suitably in the off position or in the on position a few times. It's drawn 13 this year. It was drawn 1 last year. But I'm going to give one more chance at the price to Pierre Lapin. Ran on the other night when he got shuffled back before he came to the dip. He's drawn in 1 tomorrow night, and Dylan Brown McGonigal is keeping the ride as well. So if he can get out in a good position from the start, he won't mind the ease on the ground either. I think we can go a pint each way on that at 12-1. The 5:10 is a mile for 3-year-olds. There's an each way selection of this down near the bottom. Pessoa for John Joe Murphy. It was third to Molly's Gamble in Killarney. It was ran down close home. Now I'd prefer if this was over 7 furlongs, because it just didn't seem to get home that day, or is it that just wasn't fit enough? It went up £4 as well, and I think there was a claimant jockey on that day. Wayne Lorden takes over tomorrow night. But Molly's Gamble that won that went up £8. That was second in Galway during the week. So it gives a bit of substance to the forum. The 2:30 it's a big handicap hurl, and I didn't get a chance today to run through it. If I do fancy something later tonight or in the morning, I'll put it up. But there's one other one that I like tomorrow. It's the 4:40 it's a maiden for 7 furlongs. There's an interesting horse there for me at 11-1. Evening's Empire. Eddie Harty is training and Chris Hayes riding it. It was at the back of the pack in a 5 3/4 furlongs, nearly 6 furlong race in Navan, but it flew home to finish 4th. And the step up to 7 will suit, because she's a half sister to Duke of Verona, who won over 1 mile 6 there recently. I think it was on the 1st of July. And it's rated 79, so there's stamina aplenty in the family. It's drawn wide, so it just needs to get into a good position and get a run. It'll be running late, I'd imagine. Whether it'll get up to get a place, I don't know. But hopefully that it's those kind of horses at prices like that, they're the ones I'll be looking out for. There's one horse in Chester. I forget the time. It's the 1.5 mile race anyway. There's 12 declared, so they're paying 4 places. Midraar, it's a 5-year-old mare trained by Brian Ellison. It's 3 for 16. It won for 3 for Willie Haggis before it changed stables. It has 3 runs for the new yard. And it's a half-sister to Gassi and Mandobi, and they're fairly good animals. And Ellison is flying lately, and the last 21 days out of 21 run-ins, he had 6 winners and 4 plays. That's 29%. And the jockey Ben Robinson is hot as well. Out of in the last 21 days, he's had, out of 21 rides, he has 7 winners and 5 places. That's in the money 12 times out of 21. So that's worth a pint each way at 10-1. How much time is it there? I have time. There's a few people that I first timers on the bus. Chris Donnelly, Dave Kelzer, Any Chance. I hope there's every chance. Any Chance. I got a great giggle when I seen that name this morning or yesterday. Eamon Kelly, John Burke, and then we have the JC and KK, David Alfonse, Aaron Carr, Sean Westlake, David Field. He was on before, but I had him written down. Claire Fan, 1995. That was the year that Anthony Daly lifted the McCarthy Cup. Keith Hamilton is the new man in charge of maintenance on the wheelbarrows, and he's a new supply of WD-40 got. So anybody short, anything wrong with your wheelbarrows, get on to him. Derek Piggott as well. And I just want to wonder, is Lee Sains our resident DJ? I haven't seen a message from him in a couple of weeks, and I just wonder, are you okay? Are you all right? Hope you are. Anyway, that's me. We'll be back tomorrow evening. I have a couple of for Nace on Monday. Mickey D, bash the bookies. Over and out.